Welcome to EmComm Solutions. Jake here. Today I have an update on the Seed Studios SenseCap tracker T-1000E. Yes, that's all in one breath. But so in that video, which I'll link over here if you're looking for just a general initial look and overview of the device, I missed a few key features. Since then, I've also had time to do some field testing, driving, and then walking. I'll get into that here in a second. And so I'm going to talk those features, some of the results from those tests, which I'm actually really impressed with. And then later in the video, I'll do a walkthrough on how to get it set up to flash using one of the methods provided by Meshtastic.org. So if you're interested in just that, there will be a chapter below that you can select and jump to that part. I also will cover some of the basics of setting it up in Meshtastic app once you're ready. Just know the app updates frequently. So sometimes the instructions, whether you found them online somewhere else, another content creator, whatever it is, as time progresses and the app updates, and sometimes those step-by-step type instructions no longer match. So it can cause some confusion. So here in this video, I'll just provide those. And then if I have to in the future, if people need it, it's there for you. So let's talk quick just overview. One of my biggest concerns, which my favorite part, was the size and ease of carry, everyday carry, discreet, slide it in a pocket and head out and go do your business. The embedded antenna, which these devices are capable of operating from 863 megahertz to 928 megahertz. So if you don't know what that means, there's different regions throughout the world, and it pretty much covers the majority of them. Now, I'm not going to say all of them because I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. I will provide a link below that'll help you, if you haven't already got one, figure out if it'll work in your region. Now, they claim a 2 to 8 kilometer range, which seems fairly reasonable based off of my experience with other Meshtastic devices or LoRa radios. What I saw, so initial test was driving, which within a vehicle, there's always a lot of limits. You know, you're in a metal box basically, so it definitely affects the range of it, whether it's got an external antenna or not. So I saw about the same results. It's really hard to get an exact results based off of what's interfering, whether it's the vehicle, the concrete buildings, whatever it is. So it's not a real, scientific test per se. But when I had to walk into town the other day. So let me give you a quick overview of the environment I'm operating in currently. I live in a dense urban environment. I live in an apartment building on the 6th floor with terrain to my south. So a hill or a bridge line, which I'm partially up that. So it gives me some elevation. My solar node is out on my balcony. Now, it has fairly good coverage to the west and to the south, but the south is, well, as I mentioned already, physical terrain. So to the main part to the north is where I was walking to. So I wasn't expecting the greatest range results. In fact, I figured I wouldn't get very far because there is many buildings in between me and where I was going. So I got out to leave you, I know you're sitting on the edge of your seat, right? But a half a mile. So about 0.55 miles or 0.882, was it? Yeah, 87 kilometers. So almost a kilometer away, which I think is, for the environment, pretty impressive, especially with an embedded antenna. It wasn't, hanging off my hat or anywhere elevated. It was in my back pocket of my jeans. So that's impressive to me, honestly, in that type of operating environment. That was from node to node, no other nodes in the area that were helping me, bounce traffic to another. There really isn't any here. So that is pretty cool. So some of the features that I missed, though, that I think you might be interested in is, one, it does have a temperature sensor on board. So I enabled that. It's working as advertised. It's kind of a nice feature, honestly. A little more maybe if you have a remote node, a solar node somewhere, it is a little more helpful. It does have a 3-axis accelerometer that can detect movement. That could be a cool feature for the whole tracker part, right? You have it in a vehicle, a bag, or something like that. You get a notification on your phone, hey, it's moving. However, that feature is currently not available in the Meshtastic app, but they are working on it. And then the next one is the ambient light sensor. They just call it a light or lighting sensor, I think is what it says on the specifications from Seed Studio. Now, I'm not quite fully understanding what that's going to do. I'm wondering if it's going to have the ability, like say it's in a dark room and someone turns a light on, and you could get in, if you choose, you could enable that feature and get a notification on your phone, which, hey, might be useful in some circumstances. So those are the main things I missed in the first one. So now we're going to jump into how to flash it using method 2, and then we'll roll into basic app setup. For method 2, start at meshtastic.org, go to downloads. You're going to scroll down. You can see there's other options there, the web flasher, but you're going to scroll down and you notice here the stable version. Click download. It's going to take you to their GitHub. Now your GitHub, you're going to go down. You see obviously the firmware version there, and then you're going to scroll down and you're going to find the file you need. It's going to be that current version for the NRF 52, and you're going to download that. It's a zip file, so it's going to go into a folder you designate. I recommend labeling the folder so that you know where it's going. Now with the USB plugged into your computer, connect the connector to the back of your tracker, and then press, you're going to rotate that twice, but during this process you're going to press and hold the power button there and then rotate it twice, and you should get the pop-up window on your computer. If you don't, just repeat the steps, it'll pop up. And now you have that popped up. You're going to drag into the screen the folder that you have. If you see there, the T-1000E, and then you're going to drag in the other folder. Now bring in the other folder with the new firmware version on it. You're going to grab that. Well, you're going to unzip it first into that folder. And then you're going to find the one that says the T-1000E. It should see UF2 after the end of it there. So you notice that. You're going to drag that over and drop it in there. Now your device should reboot after it's successful. After reboot, now you can get ready to pair it with the Meshtastic app on your phone. So I have the latest Meshtastic app here. I'm already paired, but we're going to go through some of the settings so I can just kind of show you what I'm talking about. You go to region, right? You need to select your region that you've already determined. And then you're going to want to go also into Bluetooth mode, or to the Bluetooth settings in the radio configuration using the 3-dot menu up there in the right hand corner. It's repairing now. I've already named the device. Just know every time you change anything and you save it, it's going to reboot your device. You're going to have to wait. So if you go down to Bluetooth, you see there my secret pin that I have blurred out. Change your pin. Their default pin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then change it after you're already paired to something that you know and you've saved. You know what it is. Don't forget it. You can completely erase the device and start over, but you'll lose everything, all your configuration changes. You do that. So you see there's a default pin, but you're going to want to change that. If you go into security, you're going to see your public and private keys. One of the new changes is there's a public key now and a private key. Now you can change these, but do not share your private key with anybody that you don't trust. Now channels, you have the option to set up multiple channels. The default channel is long fast. I recommend keeping long fast for communicating kind of more publicly, and then creating a private channels for communications with your team. Then you go into telemetry and you can update. This is where you can turn on the temperature sensor that is offered on the T-1000E. This is the ambient light sensor or light configuration, which does not currently work with this device. And when you save things, sometimes you're going to get that error message. It should reboot and everything should work fine. Mine gives that to me all the time and I have no problem. So one note, when you watch your screen and it grays out like it did there, that's your device rebooting. And when it reconnects, it'll turn back to white. See how all the options there are gray instead of the white. You'll see here, they'll change here, and then now they're ready. Now, if you want to turn off external notifications, that's the little buzzer that has it on there. Go to the external notification configuration. And the way I found is it was strange. It was making the noise even though it was off. But then once I turned it on, hit send, it reset, then turn it back off. It did turn off the buzzer when receiving messages. You can also control the little LED on the radio as well through this feature. So that's about it for this video. If you have any additional questions, put them down in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, check out all our links down below, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.